Oma retiring in an Yapese Nushia. So meeting Akufu was his number 2, never taught him, and as he had any idea, say, or for 2 and also for BB. And in the colleague now come to a normal the salmon. And that was how the coup was simple. Not even a cocoa bakra young kuno.
Palace school.
Palace school. So the SMC one was youth. Far younger than even Rollins revolution in 79.
Okay.
And then SMC2 collected back all those old people.
And gave it back to the old people.
And gave it back to old people. So Jerry also coming to start. When he also staged with the coup, Dila Ejua, and then all those things. He went out of the youth rank and went then and brought
the old folks
to come. So the country has a little bit of a fun history. Generally, Ghana engage youth. Engaging youth in politics, engaging youth in giving ministerial appointment. Ask you, say, what have you invested in that person to do with his youthful exuberance? And then if youth is referred to age. The youth in their core Ghanaian politics post Fourth Republic and then move from Rollins time. Rollins are engaging too much of the youth in his ministerial ranks. If you have to call it, from the 1992.
22.
No. Now, look around. How many youth were part of Rollins' government? They weren't too much. But then leading that to President Kufuor, who also started engaging some in their late 39s, early 40s. That was when it was considered, say, youth enter Ghana politics. At 40 years, no. 40 years advanced country, you're an old politician. Leading to that, President Mills, Ebayeno, and number 5, some 30 years, 35
yes.
And then President, yes. Now, I'm asking this question. The youth that went into Ghana politics at the time,
okay,
up to today that we are speaking generally, MPP, NDC, those youth, how far have they injected their youthism, their exuberance, any almost strength, any energy, how far have they impacted the life of the Ghanaian youth? The youth that were politicians on the campuses, those who were engaged in the TAIN and TESCOM that you are talking about, when they were back, respective universities across the country, youth, they got the chance to form government or to be part of government at the age of 35, 32, 33. Are they not the same youth who today are speaking like an old people, ancient and medieval men and women?
It
is the political philosophy and ideology. So they go in there and marry that ideology or marry that philosophy of the ancient or the old system of the Ghana political structure.
So they go by the same playbook now.
Because the mindset of the country, and it's if you are coming into government in any country, a developing nation, which used to be, one will call it third world, graduated from third world to developing because you claim say what to make the mobile income. Nesse Selano party comes to power, NDC comes to power, MPP comes to power with one Bible called Party Manifesto, and that is the Party Manifesto. And Odibe rule the country. No country can ever, you cannot survive. No government can survive. There is a contest between a party manifesto and then a national agenda document.
Okay.
The national agenda document, which is called Developing a Nation, enhancing on its economic, freedoms, and then also making sure there's a liberation of the economy, there's a liberation, not democratic liberation.
National Development Agenda,
yes.
Documents, but before that, youth, what do you think they can do to be able to move away from some medieval mindset of Yanko by the same playbook? Now, made the same thing.
Okay,
what can be done?
In terms of numbers, fix
the country demonstration. Thousands of people.
Okay.
I can put a figure to it.
Thank you. So those were Accra and Kwa. If there were easy, free transportation, etc., accommodation, and the whole nation, I will be able to make up the numbers. But we are talking about Accra. I can call it, let's say, a successful campaign. a successful campaign. Youth na koyen. Na mimi say uhu emrewafo anu mu kura walking stick and answer papa form kura there be youth me boa. Now the Ghanaian youth bracket in terms of numbers na population numbers who are 18 to 36 years. We are almost more than 53%. 53% quietly they've succeeded, let's say, a government, or they contributed election or selection of a leader of a country. 53% of the Ghanaian youth. Now, this 53% of the Ghanaian youth, one support to all these parties. MP in the area, and Yamira for and the district aba and ye do much a question for. Get it very clear. The same Ghanaian youth, including you, including myself, I'm not a youth, but I'm still a youth in terms of thinking. Are you getting me? Now, sa youth, engagement, the engagement with the political system called the democratic dispensation, if you say you go so democratizing. But instead of democratizing this politically, we are still not considering the economic liberation and creating wealth. And I'm saying, say, the youth in the country, when they do all this old political system, who engineers the politicians, who beats for them, who fights for them, who are the people now, omoko anajo, ekobu opponents, either say or the candidate, and I say, oh, Makwine, a certain constituency chairman be youth. So the misunderstanding of the Ghanaian youth itself, they are in confused state because as you move free campaign, they all went back to their constituencies.
Right.
They all went back to their constituency. MPB awaba area ho. So you collected 50 Ghana cedis from an MP and followed him to do, excuse me, quote unquote nonsense. Our bun call for our intimidating call for to win elections. Almost 50 Ghana cedis. And RG and Akoya Sadian. Now we are in the power, no turn the parliament in my Land Cruiser. Then you turn around, or say, Wama Wajuma, and answer, yes, he has paid you. He has paid you. So what is your beef? So now back to the normal practice and normal standards, what the Ghanaian youth fail to do or what they are still failing to do. Bringing a case scenario of Ahmed Abiy of Ethiopia. Ahmed Abiy was just one under 40 years, close to 40, and Obeya, Prime Minister of Ethiopia. Ahmed Abiy was a revolution leader, a rebel, a terrorist at the age of 15, or in Ethiopian revolution, in Ethiopian a terrorism act. No, come. But Onya Kwine, a peer free Ethiopia, he went to school, came back, and Oman in Sasso said, what the politicians are doing to this country, the old Benevis and co, the old political system, I'm a youth of Ethiopia, yehu job, yehu creation of job, etc. And yen share wanted party. So he took advantage of NDC MPP, the opposition, and then the ruling incumbent government, and was standing in the middle. And was youth in their numbers, and indeed, every country in Africa, the youth have the bigger population. Look at Nigeria, over 60% youth bracket. And when he stood in more or less like an independent, quietly, because they showed and demonstrated, say indeed their life is being affected, and they are tired. Is that what Ghana youth, you guys are doing? Ghana youth is not doing that. Ghana youth is still, say, the MP Abani area. Now, I didn't Land Cruiser Abisio. No Jan in China, 100. No, I catch and say, Nkoyewi, Miniwa Moshesin, the same youth, Omejai, Ubisa Homo, Obienjai.
In the past, people never saw Bibisa Betimiasi. Now, after a year demonstration, you pull such numbers without say a year MPP, NDC, Obia Mobia Sika, Obia Fabasa, Mobia, Nayetimi pull such numbers. Baby, I would say, do you see, say, Ghana is heading somewhere with a year the change we so much seek for?
Okay. At a point, some of us were getting a bit lost.
Okay.
And off track as really the direction of the youth. Obekaya, most started the agenda to stage the Fix the Country demonstration. The government did all what it could.
So,
which, of course, if I were to be the government, I would have also applied the same strategy. How? To reduce the pressure of the day. Because at that time, no, there had been other incidents. It is not an issue of corona, it's not an issue of security, it's not an issue of protection. In any case, Mokoye youth, Mokoye demonstration, where was the corona? The corona was still with you guys. How many were wearing even nose masks? None. So a contest again between what the police said and what they finally allowed you people to stay. Because at that time, no, the government had managed to cool down the pace. Now, sitting back, you people at that time, the youth, the government allowed, in my view, was the fact that there were then politicians from the opposition and let's say the political divide, others, almost started to almost kasa, supporting the agenda of the youth. And I find it, I'm sorry once again, nonsensical. Because whoever spoke in support, and the person happened to be a politician, they have been there before. NDC, you were in government 16 years.
You were there.
All of them. So you don't take advantage of the youth preparation. Namo Mestati, of course, that engineers and that angers the government, which was quite right. That engineered and angered the government also to come out strongly with a communication to diffuse the agenda and call it nonsense. Which in any case, politically, it was very apt. Practically, it was not also to be the case. Because of the involvement of so-called politicians in this country from the opposite divide, not only NDC, but the other political structures. Because, if you have the chance also to rule the country 16 years, then I'll ask you, what did you do to the Ghanaian youth? How well did you take them along? And how well did you empower the youth? So-called, quote unquote. You didn't create any agenda. They are still going through the stupid National Service Secretary system, which in my case I call it completely nonsense. So Obaka intervention fee of 560 Ghana salary. Next we go back to the roader. Akoton doctrine. Obaka back graduate or ifunu no the asani car. What is the National Service seeking to attract the youth?
Mene eye ora awa ha Faruka mene ni nyina na enyini wo eye Osuame nkramum. In fact Osuame nkramum na ye katwi ne eye Hausa. But all of a sudden international diplomatic relations in the way of mame akosi abino wa etie wo rebro for ne pa eti ye besere se obematwi no ayemo. It was a higher abra na aso nkomo. Once abra na aso so ame ekokunto fie ho no. Sana na edi no ye kanichi. Messages na aba bebre but ye bebusa Ora our Farouk, baby, are you free by as a nation? Where we heading to? National Development Plan. Adia a Constitutional Review Commission report. Ekachere yese yenye. Professor J.E. Mills time was setting up a Albert Kojo Fejo report. And omu making proposals on National Development Plan. Bebre, but on my way, for the last 11 years, almost juma. Now moving back, you're wrapping up on the youth front and how we can take power away from quote unquote the elderly, the medieval mindset people. What would you advise the youth to do?
One, the youth must identify and recognize the importance of homo participation and omdibe governance. How do you do that? The Kwame na befa sobe. E Kwame befa sobe and say, now the youth, se musimu nya jumanye, and the cry, and the problem there. You must also now not sit down and say, you to imagine how encourage microphone on the podium on the days, and my campaign, and my SYs and catch and say, no one fetch we. Youth imagine how say, so Obino, a minister. Obina be constituency whatever and as be MP area. You too must not follow say ni panaba ni a toilet. Na mu dinechi, na mu healing ye. That is not what a youth supposed to do. What the youth supposed to do is very simple. The country which we are going to go, the directions of Ghana. This country, post-independent, yen create wealth. Yen create wealth and now man affected the youth. The country has never created wealth. So more demonstration, the youth, which of course we are supporting. Demonstration, you know, which are placards, and near Mamo Trey, and near Mamo Kayano. For me, critically, it is not fixing a country. Fixing a country, yes. No country has completely been fixed throughout the world. You keep on fixing a country. So you cannot end up fixing a country. But then fixing the economy should be your next agenda. Mpachotia say, fixing the economy is the next agenda. Creating wealth for a country is what it has. Ebema or minor, the way me know no. If the country has enough wealth, ya sika, ya create ya sika. Papa, that is the only problem our country ni face. Into the youth involvement, young for politics, any the political speech, and I address you and address your colleagues and address the conveners, any leaders, and say, when you have the chance and the power to stand and preach to the masses, anything that borders on politics at this very point, anything that borders on politics, please, more and more energy, encore the economy, encore the wealth a country will increase. Developmental agenda no eba naturally automatically the country no nisika or the yen. Employment follows up easily automatically the country no nisika or the yen. And now the youth mindset and say, my message in say, your involvement and now mo share government team. I like it say ukofa the politics of the youth, our universities and tertiary institutions. It's so sad. Sad in a sense, say, Ghana Institute of Journalism, they are having an upcoming politics, SRC elections. Yes, when you talk to them, Nani Bikwa, it's so sad. Say a whole political party, both opposition parties, any the incumbent government, etimi yi sika yi nipa, efa sebia omo infuse no omo support. Is it different from Legon? Legon parties ni mienu ne decide who becomes the political.
What is the whole rationale?
The whole rationale behind is that the youth, I'm sorry, are stupid. They take money and follow them, because independently, Ghanaian youth and all over the world. Youth are independent because you are graduating outside. You are graduating to go to the world. Juma. Now you are say at all costs. You say the finance leader, the financial what and what. One party two the 10 or the task commander say the SRC ubons acquire one political group. And you know no free more joining NDC MPP. Is that not the same group? Is that not the same group? Has it stopped and stop here? And to you, the youth now change that kind of.
I think the Omoye here with Tescon and Tain for SRC elections.
Yes.
In the 70s, in the 80s.
Yes.
Now the youth front and here very tough. Nooks and the SRC people will get to the street agitating. Yet to my way for 2 years you see a changing the curriculum of education, but Yemfa textbooks are meeting the new curriculum and you are not getting the youth front, the leadership of the universities, to agitate. Say we need new textbooks now. Even your textbooks are here this year. There were Legon. You share baby to say Harvard, Cambridge, Oxford. Or more books are or more new. So we are agitating for government to bring a new one. Was that the rationale? See a bit breaking the strength of the student front, Nana?
Yeah, because the point is pretty much from curriculum and education system. My youth demonstration now, I didn't hear much, and I didn't see more of the placards. And they address the issue of education. That is the key that affects the youth in this country. You know why? Like you rightly said, the Ghana education system seeks to give you school. It does not seek to educate you. Amount education, amount the abilities to read and write, but the thinking which is called the education, that story, that topic, youth was not the biggest deal. And to judge the education, say students are not. Every student be now high dying. Every student baby I said be unjari kwan wetimako school because of hostel awada. Those issues and many others, including say the youth no be school na ekwan ayakayaka de na atetia omkomo national service scheme, and I'm referring to both NDC and PP. Say omofa youth no de omkwa e den na youth be akọ national service scheme, say any other Ghana National Lotteries or whatever, and also wako Ghana Foreign Ministry e den na youth no omakọ akosua. Sanya many were the package which one expected say it should be the concern. Say how ye treaty omu ye fabi share that purposely for your university and waba upgradement of Obesua BB to support the national development and national agenda. That is the idea. But Obako, a man especially, Yabasumana Manakoto, yes, toasted tomatoes, granite, and only in a daily routine. A man at the same time, the boss will be a whole or call him a mere you are then call papa you are then beko. With the feeling, say, oh, we are very retaining. It is our national service. Let's say embrace 200 to 300 students, 1,000 students a year. Now at the end of the season, when Tima and Fa Imu a quarter, not even 200. And what is the purpose? Who are national service? The youth again. Not a more court demonstration. Yes, military. Yes, police, national security, and your friend is immigration. Need those kind of civil and public services. Na share a recruitment drive. It's supposed to be the National Service Secretariat. The numbers, a release figures. Edema military, the government, customs and others, so that the national service scheme will parachute. Now, what the numbers and what graduating numbers with that quote unquote master list, call it protocol list. But if that is what the structure is supposed to be, or it was done that way, the youth, and yet so much say or call national service schema do you understand me? That issue is supposed to be some of the agenda. And then case youth a power home, their education. The loan their country needs can loan to that extent. But the education curriculum now worker. Youth we should not think of only the bracket of I've called it, but and cry more 9 years. And cry no more 9 years. Now all co school up. Ne bag a bonachi. And in the books in watch Archimedes. Me about 7 years, I mean, in a free room, Hano. The books were the school was about 20 kilos. Meanwhile, me ban a slim boy like me, 9 kilo bear 25. It was balanced. What did they mention? All those things, Yanka. Okay, on the front of lecturers, share the lectures the young Ghanaian youth on campuses.
Some of them are administrative tyrants.
So one taught the leaflet, the pamphlet, or catch your direct will be feel you. Meanwhile, I find the pamphlet. Now, economic theory of Paul A. Samuelson in the early 19th. I don't know, no, I printed or the man lost it. Did the youth talk about that one? No.
So it means say me much more better moving forward with the agitation.
And then the last thing I add to that.
Now your development.
Yes, a bit enter. The last time I can say youth, please, an advice. Ghana Farmers Association, omuye demonstration, omusha red. Nyabre cross.
Right.
Ghana Tomatoes Association, the same thing. Ghana TUC, the same thing. Ghana Teachers Association, the same thing. Ghana whatever association will be a demonstration. Nyabre red. I'm telling you today, say the youth demonstration in any part of the world, you don't apply and follow the status quo because no Ghanaian president, no Ghanaian political leadership are afraid of red. Red here the quite year that into Nyanwama. Are you getting me? Red almost share the quite year that into red and panicking. Seek to do orange revolution. That is what youth seeks to do.
Orange revolution.
Seeks to do white revolution.
Okay.
Seeks to do blue revolution. Some demonstration. Some share all blue. The government will be looking at something different than NSC. Some share all orange. The country will start. Now share red. Basi amiti red na mehu enya. So therefore, if the Ghanaian youth wants to engage in something different, now create the same demonstration, prototype of the TUCIA BBA. It's a déjà vu.
Okay. Many our have Farouk, our Bene, Ebana, politics and international diplomacy. In fact, also, Kramumu Man, and I may be also a man, boy. In also me. And you didn't hold the free by. Yamra back and I and we are coming all the way from 1919 when Sir Gordon Gordgesbeck a 25 years development plan. And so by 1927 now we're free ho. And no be ni binya takra de habo kolebu ni nyina ye Sir Gordon Gordgesbeck. Right after that in 1957 Kwame Nkrumah came with a 7-year accelerated development project ebaye. And also you too no ye nya motorway nya Tema Township yenya the Golden Triangle yenya Pualugu tomato factory Zwalugu meat wine factory Kumasi jute factory na and ye two no free on 1972 in fact 1970 to 72 1969 time wa General Kwesi Amankwa free famo eba besi 72 ya answer there unu match ye moving forward a champon ba ye ono so ba be ye ono ane de ye ntua policy a champon ba ye obe ne de capturing the commanding height of the economy whatever JJ Rollins ba ye obe introduce economic reform policies and then one structural adjustment program ekofa pamscard in the keke ka ho bai o man pani kufo bai or the ne de bai hepic e de ko say you say so it looks like aban bia ba or no one a political agenda whatever no aba no aban ne de no oko. Meanwhile when you look like the Asian tigers, the China, the Hong Kong, the Japan, all of these people, not even in Africa, Botswana, every country that develops, you know, or more a roadmap, I call it the National Development Plan. Ghana, do we have one? Where are we coming from and where are we going?
Okay, let me take you back not too deep, but then I'll start from Nkrumah's time.
Right.
From Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, who gave, let's say, independence to this country in 1957, March, okay? So if Nkrumah Kuno are completely still condemn it. However, Sena Nkrumah ewo etwaswa at the time in our country new deplete a cash stock nesan, he would have also performed bad. Because post independence in most of the African countries and of the world, Omuji independence in UAE, they went back. British man left Ghana in 1957 near a cash stock, which was far bigger than the economy and the size of economy of even Canada, i.e. New Zealand. The four Commonwealth, English, Krana, English in England, near bigger cash stock. So we had money. Enti ya buy Nkrumah buy no. Share enyama the concentrations, much as he did best. There were also challenges. The slogan of the say total independence for the entire Africa. I want them say obinya on the problem. But the way of spending and how Ghana at that time, a population post independence, they are not near more than 4 million. So look at the money that Ghana had at the time of 57. Now an economy now graduated in terms of population, so I graduated abedu over 30 million plus. No? So some of us, we've had the chance to travel about 54 out of the 56 mainland African countries. We've had the chance to travel over 43, no, almost from southern Andorra to Petersburg in Russia, almost everywhere in Europe. We've had the chance to travel Asia and worldwide, so we can compare and then do contrast. Mr. say, Ghana, Niama, this country, a year out with the cash of Ghana. Building of Guinea, your own ministerial blocks at that time, Ghana, you sue in Yadan as ministries. The biggest building in Algeria, Ages, Ghana House. If it was to be a hotel, it could take more than 5,000 to 10,000 people a night. It was Ghana's money. The building of Nkrumah Flats in Egypt, it was Ghana's money. The building of Metropole Hotel in Romania, Metropole Hotel in Poland was with Ghana money. The building of Kenneth Kaunda Zambia University was with Ghana money. When Kenneth Kaunda Zambia University was built, Tech was not any university in Legon, in terms of physical structure. And Ghana, you soon Nisika. And Ghana at that time, I'm saying this for the mistakes we've done over the years. I am Percy correcting. Ghana had a dream and developed the idea, say, Yabeye OAU. Yan did the creations, the creator of the OAU was Dr. Nkrumah. Bisawon say, and again, Ghanaian politician, and then you created OAU near the capital, Kosi Addis Ababa. OAU capital kwa Addis Ababa Ethiopia Airline, which is one of the most finest in the world, which is one of the most economic lucrative airline in the world because of the hub of the OAU.
Was it not to unify the continent?
Unify the continent. The dreamer must start from his home. You unify the continent. Ode ko hono, Haile Selassie ode kokoma no. Eden ene yenya also. Who notices you? You don't have Ethiopia Airline, but he has. Koshe say if there is a
Congress, British Airways, Ghana Airways.
Yes, away.
That means someone has said no.
Thank you very much. I'm saying, say, a lot of things that we led. I'm not bastardizing anything that he did because at that time no, they were just too fragile. No one need too much experience. Now, I watch at time of the independence man Kromano. Our man the British in so free Kromano or pen application ko apply visa nebra. Yes, history will tell you say. Omo espele British for momu kugu Dakar and a Royal Army befa dom ko say omu konom ko apply no na Ghana omu bano they came as former Ghanaian workers into coming as former Ghanaian workers and the Queen then and the British Prime Minister then told them say so mbe ya adwuma dia muntu omu ka social service that time na won train one accountant that time na won train anybody called accountant and we more perfect into o man na sabaye and am entry. So I'm calculating social security no uncle. And they knew the amount of Ghana that was in British Bank in London. And no calculating social security no scanning in the coin. That is why Ghana started losing our cash stock. So post independence all con one for kuku nanko. All con when Timan for diamond no. Do we are quite know the codada. When Timan to assassin uncle. One for gold nanko. Timber non fan koye. Diamond non koye. Bauxite one fan ko UK.
Man get this in coin.
Ni na ukrumha. Now, what did you do, or what are you doing with it? So the point is, England to today, London, Britain, are your service nation because we are Juma, and in Sikano or they running services into one farm because we need raw material be our hano. Ultimate tax. Now, an African country, every commercial volume or raw material be will be a commercial volume. Ultimate add cash stock. One. It is all catch me. I'm very well versatile in economics because I was an economic student before jumping into diplomacy. So catch me say adding value, the value chain, all those kind of economic jargons and theories. You can never add any value over here, whereas you have a buyer who gives you money as a syndicated loan. And I'm referring to cocoa. Switzerland and the Unisika. Cocoa ne maya no na ono amausika. Se cocoa ni season ba fa cocoa na auto ne breme. Ghana cocoa farmers so mu nyina yare no manko budget nie say Ghanaian cocoa farmers all over the nation Ghana cocoa farmer bia na belt ate o mia sama belt nate so um ka say this year no cocoa a chia me ba bia Ghana syndicated loan okoje na obetua. What does it tell you? It tells you say this country we have never created wealth. This country has never attempted to create wealth. The politician, president, both past, present and all comes to tell me say Ghana obetima developer from the stage womb say na it is a capital lie.
Okay, say creating wealth.
Creating wealth means say one, government might be seen being a farmer of a cocoa. The government might be seen as a miner of gold and diamond. Yanya budget surplus da post independent. When you be that. And how do you develop a nation? You develop a nation by going through your developing partners. Who developing partners in when Holland on a help you interior, immigration, whatever. On ho. German a help you development and technology. Japan or a developing partner or help you development, technology and education. United States or help you defense, development and technology. And in Yamaniama. The UK, who is your colonial master, and Canada. These are the permanent J6 countries are post-independent. There be our budget to amfesika mama shemwa. What that down. Na mibisa say South Africa best case scenario. Mandela nya kwamba government no aya kokora no abre. So he couldn't do much. Senko oha and he would have been a poor president by now. Because say abrofono at the cash stock. Omu mining gold. South African gold is not mined by any galamseya. Gold mining company be a few all over the world. You know. Oko South Africa, you are going to mine on the concession abana was no nutun gold. Into banwa beshen yem. Into water bodies na bana na achi on water bodies. Ono na aye ni bibia da ho. Na utu gold no wa ha no. Ono inspector no nyina na ofield no so. Into 2 year or one percentage a wonim so the man sana ode akọ no a kire kwan a ode be man no abaji gold no a step for the amount
ye de ntesa
wo de broni to Italy no abeto concession e wo mukrum na concession no what 300,000 no age 50 acre plot $300,000 across for no the amount na wabaha na wo gene only the taxes na or man compliance letters or man mining right authorizations ni adaden eno hu sika wo $30,000 eni hia na broni na je omtikrum ha why registration of the land we are not the Koto stock exchange land or 300,000 at the Australian stock exchange at the DAX at the FTSE now I turn $50 million within a matter of a month. So I'm saying, say, foolishly, can't we, ye so ensure, ye she excavators, can't we our own as a country, say gold in your fee, say, ye resources as a second income earner. Yenya now Ghana government.
Ye bet you idea.
Yenya to your good. Now we engage the youth, we engage the village, we engage the area, the catchment area. Now we politely, Mumfa Omajuma. Where you ensure wajuma, where you bashing, where you washing, where you we are trained at the same time geological engineers practically on the ground. When you be that, enti broni na ro to gold na o nyimi so mo fa gold no kobiem or turn wo krom ha ema other ones. Nti o mo beton capital big one no ma find means wa so customs and no port no wa find means no mo de ko. Na me nkodo, me nkotu ko gold na me kan say me nya 2% na wo waje. Abra we need any means to measure. So you have not created wealth for your cocoa, good. Now cocoa. Ghana government ne make seme. Baby the cocoa farm, 1 acre. 30 we need be. And what is
individuals?
Individuals no.
Now you are more subsidized fertilizer.
Subsidized fertilizer, that is not what a farmer needs. What government in La Côte d'Ivoire only what is called cocoa board. Countries home to only cocoa board. Our management, but share the Côte d'Ivoire cocoa board, a cocoa management. Omoye. Do I say a banana kasa cocoa farms, and why in cooperative farming? Enti kwenino awa asankore na say a jabeso ni adaden. Odia ni cocoa no. It is within the government catchment. Now what they dey ni cocoa na mabano ye tua ne kakama. Na wo dia no di ka kwaji 70% syndicated loan. Would you 100% scan? What the cat dim 70 or so because would be your salary? But I do the idea. It is can be 30%. As a Nana Addo be cocoa politics. Ubesi a queer form. Said the first no million, or way by $10. No man because you know him scale. And no boo ma be permanent. And the Ghana cocoa farmer, unim namere. Ghana cocoa farmer, unim the bunny a cake da. Ghana cocoa farm and the benny chocolate that, but Ghana cocoa farm and the Bapison cocoa. So
we should have gone back to estate farms now and Nkrumah the
So that was what Nkrumah had the idea that any country that hasn't created wealth, you can never develop this country. Tell me, how do you go and borrow? What would that be a cocoa boy What kind of father would you be? We get growth from Accra to Kumasi and Yaudia. Yamausika. Chief Praso to her, and Yodia.
Fufusu Solar Road, and Yodia.
And Yodia. Chamadia Bakwa Ghana so no in the bottom sika. Now, a country that develops solely, enhanced solely, a country would need manufacturing, would need production. Now would be based on internally generated fund. You're a failed country. You're a failure.
But Nana Addo came up with a year Ghana Beyond Aid.
Papa,
say, mine, maybe I have been doing. We need to. So
it is a fine political speech. I like it. That was fine political speech. I like it. And I like Nana Addo for that when it comes to political delivery. We're very top. But let us do practical application of that concept. Say Ghana Beyond Aid. How do we go beyond aid? I'm saying, and again, so kokoji loan and how the basic school dama school. How do you pay the loan? Now, country, the whole country now, because 30 million workers, our civil and public servants, omu nipa 5,000. Your friends say 5% of the national, the total population. Now, Mami Musa said, Ministry of Finance na nkasa na esi hɔ. Say working force ni nyina nipa 1,000. Internally generated fund that create wɔ hɔ no ɛyɛ. Wo taxes a wotete ɛwɔ workers. Workers who teach you a whole year, no, a whole month, no, more than 40,000 or 50,000. Into 50,000 road ben adebeye. So we call Ministry of Works and Housing, workers in 200. So we call Ministry of Energy, workers in here do say. And two quantity says cannot. What the bit my running country? You cannot. What it tells you, they say, countries that are having service nations like United States, or the secure education, and no create high professionals, and no resources. One tap some of the resources. Saudi Arabia and oil one a new half of America, Alaska. Oil America. Saudi Arabia and oil one a new the Canadian oil stock Alberta. America gold or Las Vegas and Denver no. Are you getting me in Las Vegas no? Ghana needs our gold in Ibi. On 2 years because they don't want to conflict with technology. We train doctors. Now doctor be a hospital. With my operation I get $100,000. Now doctor need to make tax. No also to my GB. No there is social services or the BI road. In the American government cannot say yati road, yaja road waha. Now for government minister president say oh kojina ha ko lanche ako commission road. The road is not yours. The municipality belongs. They have to. Into Obino a template daho a municipal one program all year because say the Sikano ho. And then back again to the South Africa. They are not American. South Africa always have budget surplus. Because but then again, post-independence, liberation of your friends' appetite, your deep government, edi share the patun to Musam, Nelson Mandela, Thabo Mbeki, and then Jacob Zuma, and today Ramaphosa. Increasing 2% of unemployment to Omuntiminyebi. So what is the mindset? The country is being supported by the cash stock, the wealth that will create. Because of the scale industry or the scale banks, South Africa to today, we are registration of company and production. The scale is so much.
Will you advise that government should go back into a year investment in a year industries? Because Adebakwa MPP are buying a believing is almost say they don't believe in government, rather building industries, investing in industries, but rather yama individuals individuals and
hold on there. About your own scale, they are individual. What kind of individual? Yes, I rhetorics, political speeches.
Okay.
What the individual need the den and akostati ejuma.
Sika.
Individual okofes kan wo hin. Wo commercial bank wo ADP. Sika send that commercial bank or the bema free for the bema me. ADB loan be no de ama farmer. ADB loan be no de ama obi a odo corn. Me make sure say also believe in doing SYZ. Maybe you say Ghana do a bro season. You try bro near in the year. January. But countries be so na bro no or any cereal. Why in corn cereal, why in whatever or the Ecoton International cash stock. Na farmer now no try na brew. Or no na don na brew or the second a new 1 meter. And or the bedo. Obewie na na chia selfu. O try bro na no the basic kwa ho. Na nkofo to ne January. What have you done with that brew? What have you done with akoma dan cocoa? Your friend says tomatoes. What have you done with the shea butter? And that is one of the most lucrative business on the world market, shea butter. How much and how well and a Ghana government were involved in shea butter? And I'm saying, say, because I was a certain colonial master. Now when you're arguing so be creative wealth, don't come and tell me, say, ube to me add any value na bruni better. Ghana gold, Ghana cocoa, wouldn't me add any value. Switzerland magic. Oh yeah, then oh yeah, chocolate now the amount of the Swiss chocolate now from one no. And Tiwa said you are a seller, a custodian of what is called. We are custodian, the owner of the product. Tonesa.
How can we change the narrative?
We cannot change. We can change the narrative only when Yabenya Vice President or Bank of Ghana Governor
Dr. Muhammad Bawumia.
Yes, currently Yabenya Pakwesi Emisa.
Okay.
Yabenya Dofo. No economic minister. What I say? Say Yabenya all these economists are likely the last 16 years and Yabenya respective vice presidents are no Bank of Ghana. They know. Dr. Muhammad Bawumia, he knows. Say you cannot run any country without having your own wealth of money and cash stock coming from nowhere. Until we depend on taxes at Koteka International Airport. Obi bag or diaba, shoes 5, mama 3, maybe 2. Tema port obi car wodi aba engine na tu so the car no ba high luxury what did the attitude ba outdated both end to end ni nyina higher tax what did that ba betray higher what the more ba betray luxury. What do you want? Enti yenye focus economic focus ni nyina tema port. Enti when importers wan fa tomatoes wan fa we ama enti system na encourage say obi nkoto knockout emeton na tax. Obi nkofa tomatoes emeton na tax. Obi nkofa towel emergency tax, and that's not what economy works. You can never develop.
That is why one district, one factory.
One district, one factory is supposed to be. It's a German concept developed post your friends say Second World War. The country had its own money regardless of the war, and they gave to companies. Second district, so the youth in I free hall. Now want to mean develop. Into Saudi company district anymore. Yama tax exemptions.
Okay.
Let me employ. Now we menya urbanization problem. To show brofunu crew na baby any power ho. Obi feel comfortable.
But in this case, here the one district, yeah, say here ni nyina nkran ni kumasa.
Yeah, the one district, one factory. No maybe say yeah, disika ne memu, yeah, disika chimana. Your government has not created money and give to the bank. Say so. Be ba beji sika kusi factory there. The interest rate is 3%. Government in a technical person they account on my directions. Ghana Bank on my loan. Only technical mobile supervisor because say wabeju collateral into a relaxed and lazy banking system. Into another diano, a bank like commercial bank, baby on yan sky COT charges on transaction or till once you know about what kind of approach. Because amount loan are budgeted to 1%. Or the loan be show on no insurance, but meanwhile no loan seek and insurance be uncover. Them. So therefore, the country we must understand ye timber. Se government na onim se yese nkofo scale inuano omutwa edisie no wakofa forestry wakofa police wakofa military edu omagu from Sankore ebepem Accra driver na akowia odi timber ne ban mo bagi ni sika ze do ba no ate road transport expenses dey ato onya sa na ye no
right
no atua at the end of the day na bedu ha enti se wo government ni se nkofo be wie nuano e no betwa nuano e na whichever will be blackmail obey black market etwa dia. What stops you? Say wubehu eduana abitwa. Into the front line, omombeji akoto plywood no. Abana akotwa ni nua. And in that case, you can regulate the forest, baby. Awutwa duani free. At that case, wubehu eduani de nyini ya wuntwa. Now the baby ya front line for na beji.
Instead of them going to the bush.
Oko bush ni na so the chainsaw koten we no twa. No the chainsaw so no twe ni betukrum no pagya to ya. Eka bia so obobia no. Police big 2 cedis. So price in the cost.
So in this case, say everybody a fat timber, what the government should do, and the government should be the front liner, or no, and a koto a coaching free forest or now or the bar. No be a person to yes.
So you are controlling environment on your own. Then you are also making money on your own. Then you can regulate which trees are to be cut and all that. Now let's come to bauxite. Bauxite, you know, obi to be yes. Into a country, no government no nkwana bibia. Afrifa, Kwame, Kojo, they want to do bauxite. Me warm investor, Makofan de Naba. The government must be part. Say or no regulatory because bauxite need to name one to be. Obi to clinker. Obi to your friend is saying, other mineral resources will come her. Papa, government in him ho she. Would Yane say? Oba or no not Makola market. No also tomatoes. Now kwakwaje ne cash stock odi adwuma nyira day no 80 Ghana cedis e bi 50 Ghana cedis. Now kwaje ne tax of 2 cedis. What did then be Accra River? Accra waters. What did then be? You cannot do it. Enti yen mineral resources no abrofo no ma ho kwan ma ho add value no aba beton ma no. And in that case no have enough of your own mineral resources. One cassava take part, and I'm referring to countries of Botswana. When I call Botswana Okutu Diamond, and a tiny country like Botswana, post-independent Botswana till today, they have been the first, second, third best economy till today because creative cash stock. The students who loan for 20 years, or when the social services, South Africa, the worst case not till today, about why you try and sika, your money Mexico. I get me. Country no one resources. South African politician post Mandela. Ome via bepemene. the country is still solid financially because what Timmy Disika or cash stock at the amount loan and production and your South African production quite out a match European standard. And the Europe can go to South Africa and order goods and services there. They have their money. And to borrow.
You seem to have a lot of knowledge because of Emre. I say, but we are so hungry for Nyama. But Emre also saw the community. Yamusa, one question. Na yemfa and rapia, which you I know if I me papa, my friend be obeba. Ontimiga so aha, I'm telling you, my friend obeba. Father, Yamusa, one question. And for all this knowledge, all these ideas. One. Why have you never ever been in front line administrative work for this country? Or better still, put yourself out there and say, I want to be president and lead this country. Why haven't you done any of this?
Well, for your information, yesterday I was confirmed a Deputy Foreign Minister of West Papua.
Oh, Deputy Foreign Minister of West Papua?
Yes.
West Papua Guinea?
Yes, West Papua in the Australian region.
Okay.
About 2 weeks ago, of course, confirmed the international diplomatic consultant still for the presidency. Now the interim president, who is now currently in London, surprisingly yesterday, confirmed me to be the deputy foreign minister of that country, which is not too bad.
When you are not from that country?
You don't need to be in a country because for them, they are still having independence issue, which is my task to make sure, say, you're being independent from my country. And so you are allowed to form interim government.
Right.
And UK government is hosting the presidency of West Papua. So they are allowed to have an external minister who is at large, more or less, to map up and see that is what I'm doing for the country. This country, I'm sorry, Manko Prep College and the Manko Manko any of those schools, what I said. Me call Makalanta, you know it. So, me call Makalanta. Yes, you're white and blue, no. You're Makalanta student, okay?
Classmate.
So, a Congress of Achimotans, Minkahu.
Okay.
A Congress of whatever.
Minkahu.
And I'm sorry, many classmates woman. But I have some controversial classmates, Bini Domlevo, from somewhere. And then Ashanti regional minister, he was my teacher, my dad, so he knows my mindset. And some of the people out there, I've had a chance to work with some of them on international platform. They know my mindset. I'm saying, say, me align me home to any political party in Ghana because I don't believe in politics. I believe in nation building. I believe in emancipation of economics. Right. I don't believe in democratic elections. They don't believe in democracy. Say, democracy to give me my thumb. Say, wash one sa tom printing, but to me, I'm sorry. It be an amen to abada. Because me name be amen to mano. However, I believe in economic democracy, and that takes the people to liberate the people.
Like what is happening in Rwanda?
Rwanda, the most undemocratic president, Paul Kagame, we've talked. But Paul Kagame, are you getting me? Because I went to the Rwanda genocide. I worked in that genocide. I worked in the Sierra Leone for the Sanko genocide. I've done a lot of things. Kakra, internationally, with Zebra International and others. So Kagame is the most undemocratic president of the African continent. But when you talk in terms of economic freedom, economic emancipation, he could be, if not the number 2, maybe the number 3. Number 1 automatically cannot be him. Why? Kagame right now, as we speak, what the Rwanda air at the Ato air, or Sate Rwanda air with only 1 aircraft, now only 737. Kagame can now boast say, or a dream of Africa. Or your friend is a dreamliner, more than 30 as we speak. The dreamliner, no, or fly from Kigali direct to Mumbai, or fly to European destinations, African regional hub, no, or fly baby. Now, I said, the West African traveling hub, the biggest is Ghana. What training airline officials more than any other country? KLM Bronibian Waya Juma Hakotoka International Post, so the Ghanaians can dispatch in. British Airways need Bruni manager, Ghana for. KLM, British Airways, Air Brazils, Air France, Emirates, from major airlines, over 30 airlines in Ghana, you need Bruni or control Air Ghana for who were the strongest aviation.
But a simple airline.
Hold on. Now we are your aviation minister, your transport minister, Asiama is my colleague, my best friend. Asiama Sautia. There is no agreement only Ethiopia airline beya a bit my possible. Call on the fly except or the two flag Ethiopia airline flag bofa na Ghana de bofa. How do you engage Ethiopia to come and manage your airlines? Airline now then sign management agreement with airline away. We need my Bandarati jet. I have any past 6. I actually who Ghana. Your friend is saying a FIFA Airlines. We need be. Now Ethiopia, Shani Airlines or fly to more than even United Airlines or fly more than only KLM no apa. Kenya Airways. Into your pilot share Kenya me buy a piloting. Kenya Airways. Pilots school and I'm back for the 3 air school. I want to confirm boys in about at 22 years now already wearing a badge. No, the not now. 22 years, that's what just salary of 17,000. Won't you show my name, papa? 30 years now, or just salary close to about there 20,000 or 40,000. For Emirates recruitment, oh yeah. Emirates flight in now, wow, Ghanaian girls, air hostess Neguso. Into me bisase, Salas and Ouattara, old man, within 10 years, what him the Air Cote d'Ivoire, as to back. Our fleet of more than 30 aircraft as we speak. Our flight to every French destination and Air Cote d'Ivoire Econo. What the Cote d'Ivoire airline, Air Fly baby. Air Burkina. Or no our original flight. Our team call baby. Shad Namibia, small country like Namibia, only an independence in 1990 from an African country. Or Namibia Airlines. It is the airline industry in Nkwan. So we employ youth. Now I'm a beautiful girls. See a tough flight is what me. I like watching good things. Intimate business class.
Now I'm a beautiful girl. Maybe I don't actually.
I'm some girl. Go to your girl. To your girl. And I'll be man the way. What they say? Now all what they can do is to hold phones and be taking pictures at the airport. Who need one girl our graduate here also for a juma. Our baby to turn cat here say or a flight attendant. These are all huge professions that you can create. And then Matisse says so Air Malta. When the Air Malta, who play now they call Air Malta here. What you are telling to do is say, woman Malta for the chance. So be fly or Ghana airspace. Your friend Air Malta, Ghana administration at the same tax. Is it different from gold now? Any cocoa now? Any Ghana oil number for 2%. What is the point? And please once again, Ghanaian economists and economic management team. So one man creating what is called your own cash stock. Next, also budget your taxes. Also budget taxes or tamaport. Anywhere you want to have your money there, you cannot develop any nation. Mamina Masi.
All right, then I say I will have Farouk, a international diplomatic consultant. Or been a year. Me, I'm a papa no many in the war. If I because I'm in the not by age, but maybe in the same area. Kumasi also I'm in Kremum. Swami. When I swami about is that correct?
There be swimming Kremum, papa. Yeah, the free Kremum, swami in fee.
Okay, Imam fee.
Yes, Ashanti regional Imam Chino. That is the biggest one single Islamic family, the biggest in the whole Ghana is our family.
Whole family.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, there's no family that is bigger than us. We are the biggest. Okay. But originally, no, we did a family now. You take us back to the voter in Amfoega.
Okay.
What I say? Ashanti for no call war no. And no fire and namunum do. And to no. Na the na oye Santi in your bompire man. For Kremo Sidik. Or no, na great grandfather. And to Santi in the diabetes, we were the first people to occupy Kejitia. And the KJTI be developing dear Kotana Swami. And my name great grandmother's in year 3. Only by Contra South, by Kotana Kuala Swami. That is why Swami are dominating you. If you don't come through as a Swami consists of HMS and Bosim. With our house, you will not win.
I am not coming there.
But we will contest. If one day some of us raise up Swamis for us, I'm sorry, but that's.
But that's the truth. You know, he himself Swami Kramu there for or more. But menu you know, my Ghana, ye dear brand now, so come. We have big catch them, PP and this system. The starting show, we may catch them and say we are going to do something different. And actually, we are doing something different. Yeah, the woman I gonna ever mutrimo beti me develop your mind way. Na any MPP and this system aneba ha ababidin komo. We are tired of the usual. And we are tired of the usual. We are tired of everyday MPP co NDC car, MPP co NDC car. When there are genuine people who can help develop this country. Aha, a TV XYZ. I'm not going to respond to some of you. And